Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Space and Time podcast. Is that what we're calling it? Is that the official thing?
Officially, it's reading space and time.
Reading Space and Time?
Yeah, kind of think of it like reading Rainbow. I know his name's not Geordie LaForge, but that's how I think of him. He doesn't get a name anymore when you're that famous.
Right.
But yeah, I always think of that reading Rainbow. This is reading space and time.
I don't think I ever did read it. It's not Reading Rainbow wasn't that the same guy out of like Die Hard or something like that? I don't know.
Was Geordie LaForge on Die Hard?
I don't think so. I know the guy from Reading Rainbows because I've seen it in like jokes and stuff like that. But
do not joke about Reading Rainbow.
Well,
it is sacred.
like in like Family Guy and different things like that. So
yeah, it was an institution. In fact, fun fact, under I think it was Gordon's reign, there was a Geordie LaForge read a story out of Space and Time on Reading Rainbow. So I thought that was super cool.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of a claim to fame there. So, but yeah, anyways, hi everybody. Welcome to Reading Space and Time, which is the official title, but it's Space and Time podcast. That's what it is.
Perfect. Yeah, I was trying to find the thing to see that it was live and everything like that, and it was being very difficult for me. I like to have it up on the side, so then we can see any sort of comments and stuff that people are saying while we're talking crap. Or talking about good stuff.
We're having scintillating conversations.
Scintillating.
But we're gonna start with last week's missed connection. I actually went to this all weekend long. This is what I was doing. It's the margins. It's always at the bottom, and I'm trying to think of what it is again. Margins Literary Conference. There's always like people call it different things, but Margins Literary Conference was virtual, only online. I checked in with them. That is such a great group of people. That was so much fun this weekend. Yeah. And we had an open mic and a bunch of really amazing presentations. A lot of good information. I wound up buying a book to read, which I shared on the Substack notes. I can't think of what it is now. It's like, but it's the history of protesting, which I thought was really cool. I believe I haven't started it yet, obviously. I just bought it yesterday, but yeah. So lots of good things came out of visiting with Margins this weekend, and they have an open meeting for everybody every first Tuesday. So I'm going to start hitting that. Yeah, so that's what the Missed Connections is all about, is introducing everybody to new conventions and stuff that you might not know of. Hopefully online. I think online is best because it makes it easier. But yeah, we're just like highlighting the ones that are cool.
Well, especially for new ones, you're never quite sure. I mean, and this one specifically, you said that there was a lot of activity in the Denver area, but there was a lot of people from New York. So it does make it a lot easier and less of a commitment to test
travel.
It out. Yeah. Because if you go to something and you're not 100% sure whether or not it's good or not, then you go there and you're like, wow, that was like hundreds and hundreds of dollars to drive there and take time off work. And
put
then
my dog in a kennel. Now my dog has kennel cough. Somebody didn't take out my trash. My house smells.
Like, straight up thinking about the monetary cost of getting there and the hotels, and you're like, yeah, my dog got sick. Why is that?
Yeah, my house is stinky from trash that didn't get taken out. I knew to take that meat wrapper out before I left for that convention.
Exactly. And this is,
It's not based on true stories.
This is why I like online better.
So it was everybody from around the country. We were calling in from Brazil. There was somebody, I think, from Norway. Yeah. Which I think beats us for distance. Yeah. But yeah, it was super fun. And I met a whole new group of people I want to interact with. So,
So you said that you wanted to read this.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like them because they're a little bit romancy.
Yep, go for it.
All right. This is
Get close.
The name of this is changing to the Missed Connections. So, you were waiting on the margins. I was waiting online. You believed stories could be an act of resistance. I had roundtables, open mics, publishing conversations, creative practice, and a gathering of people imagining better ways forward. Maybe you never heard about me. Maybe the timing was wrong. Maybe we passed each other somewhere in the endless scroll. But I'll be there this August, and this time we'll connect. And then you can scan the QR code.
Perhaps this time we'll connect. You're not even reading it
Oh,
right.
sorry. Yeah,
Oh
I was
my
like, I was
goodness.
ad-libbing that. And then you can go to thewordfordiversity.org, margins, and check it out. They do this every
Scan
year.
the QR code.
Scan the QR code.
Yeah, but yeah, really positive vibes
Mhm.
when Angela went to this. So I highly
Yeah.
recommend checking out the Margins Literary Conference.
Yeah, and that's why we have these missed connections.
Yes,
Wordplay.
don't poke me. You're like, haha, funny, laugh.
Uh,
It's so funny. All right, so today we're going to be talking about two poems and two stories that we're highlighting from issue 130.
53.
153. I knew there was a 3 in it. Like 153. So 153.
Yeah.
So
This is what happens when you deal with multiple issues.
yes.
What is time?
I think we say that every single time.
We do, because every single time we mess up.
Uh-huh.
Where are we? What month is it?
Mm-hmm. All right. So The Ogre by Kathryn
Ptacek.
Ptacek.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I've known Kathryn for years. I always say Ptacek. I'm not sure if that's the way to say it. I think she told me correctly one time, and yeah, I probably forgot.
Names are hard.
Names are hard. Pronunciation. I'm going to say pronunciation is my trigger.
Uh-huh.
It's very stressful.
Well, I would say that like words in general, like
spoken words.
well, so like in the English language, a lot of words come from other countries, but then it's either Americanized or altered. So then the tongue, the English tongue, because that's the thing when you're pronouncing things. There, and this is one of the biggest things where like dialect coaches and accents come in, and I did a whole research thing on it. When you're pronouncing things, when you're younger, your tongue moves in a certain way, and it moves differently depending on which language you speak. So that's why when like say we're doing Portuguese and the sounds and like
hard.
different things like that, like the rolling of the tongue.
Yeah.
Like certain things like that are you grow up with them, so you know how to do them. There's certain noises that you don't know how to do and like how to position your tongue. So whenever we have words that are Americanized or Englishified, Anglo-Saxoned, it's usually changed so then we can pronounce them differently the way that we want to pronounce them. But names that from like different countries, it's very difficult. That's why certain names are like, oh, how even is that?
Yeah.
But other words, generally, it's they're changed to make it easier for us.
Well, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah.
On why I have such a hard time pronouncing things.
Specifically names, yeah.
Well, anything.
Yeah.
Like so many words, because I grew up as a reader, not a speaker.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of silence.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's my tongue's fault.
Yes.
My tongue was not raised right.
Mm-hmm. And good morning, Gordon.
I was actually going to say, hello, Gordon.
Yeah. But that's the big thing with accents as well, and you can actually train your tongue to pronounce things correctly. So you don't. That's how you train yourself out of an accent.
Yeah.
Is that you start moving your tongue and pronouncing things the way that the country or
This conversation will resurface with one of our future stories.
Yeah.
Which is the better tongue.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to this part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's next week too.
All right, perfect.
So, but yeah, to this week we got The Ogre by Kathryn Ptacek.
Okay, perfect. So, what were your thoughts about The Ogre?
I really like it. It actually was a submission that came sideways, and also one reason why we are now taking 9 poems, because last month we took 9 poems and it was a sideways, but really like how this issue started with poetry and ends with poetry.
Yeah.
So from now on, we are taking 9 poems and 8 stories to give that balance. But yeah, so Kathy reached out to me. She liked the allegory that I put in last month.
About the weasel.
Yeah, I was like trying to think of those.
It was the ravens.
I can't remember the story, but
the ravens and the weasel.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the title. I can't remember the title, but it's in last month's issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kathy reached out and she had written this poem inspired by that, and that's how art works. We just keep feeding each other and developing and growing. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm putting it in this issue.
Yeah, so essentially, inspired by those who sneak around with their mask up, like looking to do harm.
Yeah. Oh, it was Apology to Ravens. That's
Apology
what
to
that one
Ravens.
is.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of what the purpose of art is. I think there's so many purposes, but one of the great purposes,
To shine light on it.
yeah, shine light on
Yeah.
things that bother us. It's also a way to say the truth without exposing yourself,
Yeah.
or it's cathartic.
Or yeah, and also like daring people to question the
Yeah.
question everything, because
Yeah.
you should question. It doesn't necessarily mean you should be suspicious of everybody, because that's not good either when
Yeah.
you're the conspiracy theorist that everybody's out to get you. Sometimes
Yeah.
they are, but but a lot of the times they're not, and they're just being genuine. But
Yeah.
in today's day and age, it's very, very hard to be genuine. So it's good to not take people at face value for every single thing.
Yeah.
That's why actions speak louder than words. If somebody says, I'm gonna do this thing, and then they keep not doing it,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's obvious that they're not trying to do that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was there was a couple of stories, a couple of poems that were kind of pointing out somewhat the obvious, but it needs to be pointed out, because otherwise people aren't going to get it. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes you on an outside point of view.
Yeah.
And I think we all know an ogre in our lives.
Yeah.
I think right now, especially, we all know quite a few ogres.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so Kathy was able to get some cathartic closure. I was super flattered that she liked Apology to Ravens enough to write another poem kind of springing from it. So
that's good. It's good to be an inspiration. You're an inspiration.
Yeah, well, I was inspired by
real life events.
Yeah, right, real life shitstorm. So,
did you want to read Kathryn's thing?
And I actually
you brought it up there.
Yeah, I pulled up the bios here so we can read them.
Okay.
So this is The Ogre by Kathryn Ptacek. Kathryn Ptacek has published novels, short stories, articles, and poems in a number of genres, including horror, fantasy, and historical romance. She edited the landmark anthologies Women of Darkness and Women of Darkness 2. She lives in a spooky Victorian house with a lot of books, teapots, and spiders. I'm kind of jealous of the spiders.
So she needs to clean up.
Yeah. Well, and I was a little bit like, and ghosts? Aren't there ghosts in there?
Well,
I feel bad. I'm going to send her some ghosts.
Too full of books, teapots, and spiders.
Oh,
Not enough room for ghosts. It's just like, it's not even a thing.
But...
sounds very
room for ghosts.
Sounds very Anne Rice-ish.
Yeah.
Like, remember the house that we actually went to New Orleans one time and we saw Anne Rice's house, and that's the vibe that I got off of that, an old Victorian type thing. So that's kind of cool. But also old houses suck because they're so hard to take care of.
We did live in an old house in Kansas City, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah, 127 years or.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be older now because it's been like a couple years.
That's not how time works. What are you talking about? But yeah, it was 127 when we lived there. Very, very cool. Very cool
Love
vibes.
that house.
But
the place it was the place where the murder crypt from last week was stationed. So.
Yes. Murder crypt. We don't need to talk about that again. Alrighty. So Pickleblood Saga by Kris Schokrowsky.
I'm gonna say Schokrowsky.
Schokrowsky, yeah.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
I think he is in Scotland. I'm gonna start making notes of where everybody's coming from.
Well, that's why we have the thing.
Yeah.
The
Oh, I'm looking now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Scottish-German writer.
Scottish-German.
Living in the Netherlands. So, way to throw us a loop, Kris.
Yeah, well, we're an Australian and American living in Brazil.
Brazil, yeah,
so
we get that.
The same thing, and I'm English-Irish, Australian places. But it makes sense because, Norway and Vikings and the history and everything like that. So my initial thought on this was I kept snickering.
It's a very snickery piece.
It's a very snickery piece. Snickery.
Hey, don't be inauthentic.
Yeah. It's the sarcasm and the wit portrayed really, really well with the dialogue in this. It starts off just very, very funny, and I'm a big fan of like reenactments of like medieval type things, and I think anybody that's been to any sort of event, be it like not HEMA, but like Dungeons and Dragons-y sort of event where you've got people dressing up in garb
Renaissance
and or
festivals,
Renaissance festivals,
LARPing.
yeah. And it's there are those that are hardcore and those that are not. You know, the people that dress up like Star Trek characters pretending to just do things. But but this yeah, it was genuinely funny. It had a dark twist. The dark twist I had to read a couple of times because it was just kind of sarcastically thrown in there as well. Like, oh, well, this happened. And I was like, wait, no, I have to,
That's
what?
kind of a big moment.
But also, yeah, if something bad happens, sometimes it is kind of like that. I
Yeah.
remember, I think when I cut myself with a machete, I was a bit like that. Well,
were.
I almost cut my thumb off with a machete. It's like, what? Yeah, it's kind of bad. Same thing as when I got shot.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I got shot, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what happens with him. He goes, "Oh, this catastrophic thing just happened," and I'm like, "What?" That's usually my response. What?
I'm processing.
And then he holds up a bloody limb, and then
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, okay, okay,
Get the duct tape.
emergency protocol in action."
Yep. But that's why I was like, yeah, I really took to this story as well
Yeah.
because it is kind of realistic. And then the little the little twist at the end was even better. So there's a couple of little twists in this story. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's
So really well done.
it's not a
Kris.
Renaissance festival, they're at a reenactment, but it reminded me of when we worked at the Renaissance
Yeah.
Festival and we were selling absinthe
Yeah.
and just the things that people would say, like,
Yeah. Yeah, the vibes that you
like
have.
you did get those purists.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
The word purist inspired Puritan.
and
Don't go there.
yeah. But
Nobody likes that.
what were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so funny. The funny thing is when I first read it, I was like, ah, you're gonna love this
Yeah.
one. I knew you would. And I think he captured the whole, like, not only is it humorous, but he really captured the whole vibe of the place.
Yeah.
The dialogue is very authentic, even though there's a lot of inauthentic accusations
Yeah.
flying around. The dialogue is authentic and natural,
Yeah.
flowed well. Good energy through the whole thing.
Yeah. And I think it was
Yeah.
also humanized as well.
Mhm.
Like the
Very human.
new guy was coming in and he wants to be liked, and who doesn't want to be liked? And
Yeah.
that's why you put up with 90% of annoying as shit conversations in real life, is you want to be liked.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'll put up with you for now, and hopefully this will get better later. Or
Mhm.
you're just kind of yes, you have these annoying traits, but everybody seems to like you, so I'm going to give you a go. Which is why it was very human in that
Yeah.
respect. Because like, why do you put up with annoying crap?
Yeah.
I get in trouble because I don't put up with it. I usually leave conversations if they annoy me, even if it's going to be beneficial to have them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. You want to read Kris's
Oh yeah.
bio?
Yes. Pickleblood Saga by Kris Schokrowsky. Kris Schokrowsky is a Scottish-German writer and illustrator living in the Netherlands. Kris has been an advertising creative, a ghostwriter, a chief editor, and a librarian. Recent stories have appeared or will appear in Cosmic Horror Monthly, Not One of Us, and Waxen. Recent illustration projects include a poster for the podcast Weird Studies, as well as work for booktuber Jared Henderson and the political activist Anarch. Publication credits include nonfiction books, essays, articles, and more fiction, including a collection.
Have you checked out Anarch?
I have not, but that's why I paused, because I was
Yeah.
like, that was my brain going, Anarch, I'm going to go find this.
I like that name. That's
Yeah.
a political.
Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
Anarch. I didn't catch this. Anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, phew, okay.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like right up your
Well,
alleyway.
because when I was putting this in the magazine, I was more worried about the fact that so here's my thing. I'm just going to say in your bios, a title of a poem or a short story always goes in, this is a rule, this is not my made up rule, always goes in quotes. And the book, like Reading Space and Time, the title of the whole thing goes in italics. So Reading Space and Time is in italics, and episode, whatever this is, whatever we called it, is
Quotations.
So yeah, that's probably what I was looking at.
Okay.
I'm
yeah.
not saying that
You're getting your
that
editing
Kris
on.
did this.
Yeah.
That's what his bio was, but that's what I was doing when I look at the bios. A lot of times I'm looking at the bio to make sure it doesn't say anything bad, like
Was this close
I
to
eat
not getting
dogs.
picked in the magazine because of the bio? You're
You
lucky.
didn't italicize your title.
You are lucky, Kris. Oh my goodness. She's like, no.
Yeah, I actually think he had his correct, but
Oh.
I was pretty, that's where I nitpick.
A bit nitpicky, but no, you're not going to lose out if that is the case. We will change it.
Yeah, but if you eat a dog in your bio, yeah. Just
Okay.
saying.
Unfiltered by Brian U. Garrison.
What are your thoughts? I thought it was beautiful.
I had a weird feeling when I read this. There's a specific phrase in this: if the ocean's infinite, you cannot escape. Or it says, you don't need to know where you're going if the ocean's infinite, and you cannot escape.
And you can escape.
Oh, you can escape if the ocean's infinite and you can escape. Yeah. That little verse made me feel so free.
Yeah.
Like it just like if something is infinite and it doesn't matter about your decisions and you can just go.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole argument for like pirates and sailors that go out into the ocean and it's just like forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, that particular verse or stanza or whatever it's called in poetry. Stanza?
Yeah, stanza.
Yeah.
Verse, stanza.
Verse, stanza. I guess it depends on what poetry you're talking about. But that's your wheelhouse. But it really spoke to me. And it changed the entire vibe of the because I'm not sure if it's meant to be a positive, because it has some dark elements to an extent. That's the same case with anything that's talking about oceans. But what were your thoughts?
I just felt like he captured, I think from the first sentence to me, jelly dream shimmer over surface tension, captured, like I was instantly in the whole like ocean at midnight, full moon for some reason. That's not in the poem, but full moon. And then you've got these, I can't remember, I want to say pyrotechnic, but the glowing effect that the bioluminescence, that's the, not pyrotechnic. Natural pyrotechnics in the ocean.
Yes.
But that bioluminescence, and it just was such this is like a capsule image of going into the ocean, and like it's a whole experience. But I also kind of equated it to like space, like, you know what I mean? Like I kind of it was just all over the place. This is a great poem to can I say hallucinate to? Like if you were tripping acid, this would be the poem and I would want to think about.
Yeah.
You know.
So like in the last one, searching for air, searching for land. That's why I'm like I felt darkness in this.
Yeah.
But also hope or like freedom.
Yeah.
Because freedom comes with risks. But yeah, searching for air, searching for land, exploring beyond invisible borders. Yeah. It's like searching for air is never a good thing. Like like when you're searching for air, that means you don't have it, and it's kind of a prerequisite to living for us.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's kind of like, this is like, well, and maybe the poet did not mean that, so sorry, Brian, but that's the whole thing with poetry is you take your own.
Yeah, it's perception.
I also got this really as a metaphor for death, like beautiful death. Yeah. You know, and this is what happens. You just release, and I think that's where I got the cosmic, space. We're just jellyfish souls. Yeah. Floating throughout time, and we come and we become bioluminescent pyrotechnics in the ocean, and then we release and become, more jelly dreams.
Bioluminescent pyrotechnics. Yeah. Perfect. All right, you want to read?
Yeah. So Unfiltered by Brian U. Garrison. Brian U. Garrison dreams of being a jellyfish in the Pacific Ocean. We got that. He really captures that.
Yeah.
His latest chapbook, The Future is Anti-Fascist. That's actually on my reading list. Resists political apathy and reminds readers that we can make change together. He serves as president of the Science Fiction and Fantasy Poetry Association, and he lives under a tall leafy tree in Portland, Oregon.
I just want to be a jellyfish. It's like, okay, buddy.
An undisclosed tall leafy tree.
There you go.
But I get the jellyfish thing. And I think he does put that want in this poem.
Being an Australian, I have like a hatred of jellyfish because there's always a crap ton of them every season. They wash up on shore and you can't go out on the beach because there's so many in the water and they sting you. So I don't want to be that.
I did just read an article about a woman that got stuck with a bunch of, in Okinawa, a bunch of box jellyfish.
Yeah.
Like they kind of came around her, so she had to swim through them.
Yeah.
And apparently they're invisible. And
yeah, they're like
they
bagged.
hurt really bad, and she's scarred now.
Yeah. So not great, but like I said, to each their own. But these are the pretty jellyfish. These are the ones that are underwater and they're like bioluminescent.
You're not swimming through. Well, if you are a jellyfish, you don't worry about swimming through them.
Yeah. Yeah, you got other things to worry about.
Yeah.
But yeah, really awesome poem. All right, Enterprise 1 by Callum Borthwick.
This is a funny one because I said this was hilarious, and then you were like, "This is not hilarious. It's pretty dark."
Well, I when I first read this, I was like, I guess it's when you look through the lens of how terrible something is, and you're like, "Yep, that sounds about right," and yep, that's terrible. It's like the worst day you've ever had, but you have it every day.
Mm-hmm.
When something's so terrible that you have to laugh at it, yes, I can see the humor in that. But when I was told to read this, it was right after the previous Viking one, which actually was funny.
Yeah, lighthearted.
It was lighthearted and it had comedic tones. And then I read this and I'm like, this is like super depressing in its description of the world. It's like a cyberpunkish, super consumeristic culture.
Yeah.
Which, yes, I can see it funny after you described a couple of things of why you found it funny, as well as just how relatable it is to our life, as it was when we were living in America and struggling so hard.
That the result of the hustle culture. So and that's kind of what I take it as, like, this is could be like a forecasting or a warning, that this is where we could end up if we get lost in the hustle culture.
And so many people are right now. I mean, I'm curious. Is Callum in Japan?
Callum he's Australian.
Uh-huh.
He's an Aussie.
Okay.
Like you, so hey.
Because I took that as yen, right? That's yen.
I think it's but I think he's just making like a
right.
Also, maybe he's saying like all economy is run by yen at that point.
Well, there is a lot of like in the Japanese culture. There's I know there's a specific term for it where there is essentially slave work from corporations that are very predatory and they make them work. Like a lot of the anime. They work them like 16 hours a day and they sleep at their desk and they do 7 days a week. And like, it's very, very, very work oriented, which is the vibe that I got from this. So that's probably why it's yen and
could be,
like that's what I took it as. So it completely makes sense. There's a lot of anime stories about that sort of stuff as well. I was just curious about it. But I really enjoyed this story. And it is hustle culture in a lot of big cities is like this. Like you're always searching for the next.
And privatization too. If we let like the companies own everything, the corporations, then this is what we will wind up with.
An added fee and added fee and added fee. And it's not your fault, but who are you going to complain to?
Yeah, and it's not a news story. It's just they've learned how to scale it. That's the term. We've learned how to scale the screwing.
Yeah.
By the privatization.
I mean that's the thing with airports and I mean like flights now when you have to pay for every single bag that you're bringing on top of like bathroom breaks and on top of standing and sitting and all this other thing. Is like, well, what did I pay for with my ticket?
Yeah, you're stuck in an airport and then you've got to get a $14 really crappy burger out of a vending machine.
Yeah.
We did that.
I just remember when I was looking at tickets recently and I was like, okay, I don't want any of these extra add-ons, but nowadays everything is an add-on or everything is a fee or everything is this and that, and it's just insane how much extra stuff is kind of layered on top of just basic living. It's like, I paid for this one thing, but you increased it by X amount for service fees. No, isn't that what I'm paying for?
Yeah, then what did I pay for? What is my $1,000 ticket for?
And that's that's a lot of businesses and different things like that. Like you know, when I argue the tipping culture of like you're tipping for food, but it's a fast food restaurant, but you've got the tip added in some places now. It's like, well, wait, no.
Yeah, but
like the tip is for service, like the additional service.
But also, what is the restaurant paying the employee?
Exactly.
Like,
it's like that's the whole point. So like I understand, like if you've got like a server and they're doing a really good job, you tip them because they don't get paid as much from the restaurant. But if it's fast food and it's drive through and then you get charged the tipping, so extra stuff. Obviously I've got hang-ups when it comes to extra
strong
things.
Feelings about tips. Sometimes.
So that's why when I read this I was like, this isn't funny, this is what it's like. So but your thoughts, why did you find this hilarious?
I thought it was funny because it really did remind me of times when you're just like, you just feel like you can't get ahead. Like an example, real life example. We had, I think I got paid $200 for a story, and I was like super excited because we were always living on the edge where, pretty much penny to penny.
Yes.
And I got the $200, and I think I was like, oh, good, we can actually kind of tuck this away and start a little bit of an emergency fund. And then the fire station, which we're paying taxes for, the fire station for some reason sent everybody in the neighborhood a bill for $200. Out of the blue. And it was kind of like this weird, what the heck? Like,
I still don't even know what that was for.
I don't either. And we didn't pay it because we got rid of the house like right after that and came to Brazil.
It was the last straw. No.
I will not pay that $200. I will go to Brazil.
But that's the thing is there's a lot of stuff like that just adds up. And then, you end up being like the character in this story where you have enormous amounts of debt. There's no hope. And you're looking out of an ocean saying, I am not thinking about jumping.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, yeah.
Such a great last line, too. I love it because he echoes it because it appears earlier.
Not the last line. What are you doing? You're ruining the thing.
Well, we're not saying what he's thinking about, or what happens, but yeah.
Yeah, don't say where it is.
Really well done. Foreshadowing and echoing, Caleb.
Really, really awesome work, Callum. You're up.
Yeah. And you can read this one, too, if you want. He's an Australian.
You good.
All right. This is Enterprise 1 by Callum Borthwick. Callum Borthwick is the rare kind of Australian who doesn't appreciate beaches and sunshine. He's like one of your people. I think he's probably got red hair.
I was a lifeguard.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot that. He has written a number of novels and short stories that have never been published, which, if you're reading this, is happily no longer true. So congratulations, Callum. We always love it when we get to publish somebody for the first time. And when he is not writing, reading, or working at his undisclosed job, he likes moving meticulously painted toy soldiers around on a big table, playing with his cat, watching hockey, and drinking beer with his mates. And in this latter respect, he is a common Australian.
There you go. Perfect. So, awesome work, Callum.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, really enjoyed the story.
Hope to see you back, and congratulations on a first publication.
Yeah. All right, so we also have, hey little guy, we have this. I'm not sure.
A speculative missed connection.
What are you doing, bud?
Yeah, this is the Chupacabra come to visit.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can read this one if you want, or I can read it.
All right. You were looking for your party. I was gathering the realm. Duluth, Minnesota. I kind of don't want to be right there because he's going to end up licking my ear. Duluth, Minnesota, August 15 and 16. You arrived with dice in your pocket, a half-finished cosplay, and the suspicion that your people were out there somewhere. I had tabletop battles, RPG adventures, fandom panels, artists, guest talent, and a whole Northland community ready to welcome you. Maybe we crossed paths during another campaign. Maybe you mistook the call to adventure for background noise. This August, meet me at DECC. Bring your favorite fandom. Come find your party. ExcaliburCon. Reconnect. ExcaliburCon.com.
Yep. Oh, that's an N. Oh, no, that is. Sorry, I thought I saw
Yeah.
a typo.
That's an N. It's because the letters are really close together. Like right here, I was like, is that an E? Because
Yeah,
it has like
DECC.
it has a line straight up and down.
Yeah, yeah. I might space those out a little bit in the
Yeah,
layout.
I think it needs to be
I was
spaced.
trying to make it look like cheap, crappy newsprint.
Yeah,
I
it does.
succeeded.
It definitely does. But like then,
Maybe a little too cheap.
yeah,
Crappy.
yeah, yeah. But check out ExcaliburCon, guys. If you're a nerd and you like D&D type stuff.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I'm disappointed that we can't go.
Yeah.
Because I like dressing up.
Yeah.
That being said, I just got rid of my elf ears. So
I know. Well, they went to a good cause.
what are you gonna do?
A grand shot.
But yeah, check out ExcaliburCon at excaliburcon.com for see if it's something that you'd be interested in going to.
Yeah, yeah. If you're in that area, Duluth, Minnesota, up in the north of the states, this would be a fun one.
All right, and that is it for this week. We had a lot of fun today. We're a little bit more awake than we were last week, which is awesome.
Yeah, last week we were pretty tired.
It was a bit spazzy.
Yeah, that's because we did all
week.
that work. We were really, that's deadline day.
Yeah.
We did just put 5 new poetry collections up at authortrinitypress.com.
Yeah,
so shout out to Mark R. Daughtry, and Colleen Anderson, and Pixie Bruner has another one.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, these are republishes, so,
So check them out.
Yeah.
Buy some poetry, support an artist.
Yeah.
And with that, we are out. We love your faces, and we will see you next week.
Yep, sounds good.
Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye, guys.